Hey there, friends and enemies. JoPa here again. And today, I want to go over the things I'm most excited to check out when episode Revenant drops next week in Destiny 2. As I know a lot of people have fallen off the game, but there's a lot to look forward to if you want to jump back in or you've still been playing, and we got a ton of information over the last couple days. First off, we got some new exotics that I am really looking forward to trying. All of them are really focused on Stasis, which is going to be a big theme for the season. I actually like that quite a bit. Obviously, Stasis does have its place with Prismatic, but I also like having a reason to go back and check out old subclasses as well. And I'm really looking forward to this season because I feel like Stasis has been underused for quite some time. First off, we have Revenant. This is as the armor perk Bleak Domain. Your Bleak Watcher turrets are enhanced with extended range and are surrounded by stasis crystals in a storm. While standing in the storm, you are granted icicles over time. Icicles activate when you fire your weapon, applying slow to targets a hit. This is one that I see a lot of people saying that it's not going to be very good. I think it could be underrated. It looks really sick, and we'll have to see how strong the slow is and how wide the effect is once we do get hands-on. But this is the exotic that I think the most people have been underwhelmed by in comparison with the other two. Next up, we have Blast Wave Striders. Blast Wave Striders has gain resistance to your explosives, defeats targets to charge armor. Once charged, slide or deal explosive self-damage to rocket jump backwards, and blast deadly shrapnel projectiles that spawn stasis crystals on impact. Charge rocket jumps grant frost armor. That sounds insane. It could be hilarious. I don't know if it's going to be as effective as it sounds, but it does sound like it's going to be incredibly unique and very awesome. Next up, we have Mask of Fealty. Null Factor is the armor perk Withering Blade. Hits and bounces create a small stasis crystal and refund a portion of melee energy. That's the part that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. Using Withering Blade to shatter crystals or frozen targets releases a spread of Withering Blades. Again, these exotics in comparison with the Warlock one just sound more interesting and unique, and that's why I think people are really looking forward to checking them out. Then we have the new grenade launcher as well, which has the intrinsic trait Harvester Spike. This weapon fires a Harvester Spike projectile, dealing final blows with the weapon creates a single vestige at the target. They look like the things you can collect from Lumina, and then impaling more powerful combatants with the projectile creates a steady stream of vestiges. And then you have Vestigial Alchemy. This is where you create either special or heavy ammo with this weapon as you are collecting those vestiges. I think all that's very, very cool, and I'm really looking forward to that. Then we have the TWAB, which was absolutely massive. I'm not going to go over everything, but there are some parts that I think deserve a deeper look. We've got some of these stasis artifact perks that are coming, like Brain Freeze sounds interesting. The Chilling Fog is kind of crazy, just like the sound of it. Then we have Supernova, which is okay. Conductive Cosmic Crystals. So this is where the focus on Arc, Void, as well as Stasis comes in. And then it really focuses on the Dark Ether Reaper origin trait, which, again, could be okay. But yeah, overall, I think some of these sound better than others. Serve Cold, pick up a Stasis Shard, grants you class ability. This could be good in certain builds. And then finally, we have Kinetic Impact. So, sustained damage with a power grenade launcher causes a combatant to emit a shockwave that deals damage nearby targets. Imagine that. Like, you could use a Stasis Grenade, the Waveframe Grenade Launcher, and just absolutely destroy enemies. So, that could be absolutely insane. Grenade launchers are getting a mega focus this season as well. Some armor tuning, including Lucky Pants, which is cool. Raiju's Harness getting a change. Icefall Mantle. This is one that I'm going to be checking out right away because it sounds like an awesome adjustment. I'm not really going to go too deep in this. I am looking forward to the change to Unbreakable in the Titan kit, especially with Ursa and then Spirit of the Bear. And then Curious of the Falling Star, this is an interesting one. They're essentially buffing Thunder Crash and adjusting the way Curious works, so it's not going to feel mandatory on Thunder Crash, which I think is good. And I think the same thing needs to happen with Golden Gun as well. I think a lot of these exotics become like almost must-use in certain situations. I think that's bad for the health of the game. Ballador's Wrathweaver, Sanguine Alchemy, lots of good changes. Cenotaph is getting an adjustment. Then we've got Speaker Sight as well. I think this could be very, very good. Osmomancy, this might be replaced by the new exotic, to be honest. But yeah, overall good. Some changes to the super damage exotic tuning. All good stuff. I'm not going to go over that too much. They talk about adjustments, buffs, and nerfs. Again, a lot of this depends on how it feels, so you're going to have to wait and see once we're hands-on to see how good they actually are. Changes to heavy ammo grenade launchers, which I think is good. PvP tuning, again, something we expect, but also I think is ultimately a good thing. Now, moving on, we do have some changes to exotic weapons. Huckleberry getting a buff, finally, that sounds awesome. Choir of One getting a nerf, makes sense ultimately. Duality, Bad Juju, Exderis, a underutilized weapon right now that is getting changed. You can really pair that with the Hunter for some good stuff. Fighting Lion now spams a volatile burst on direct hits, which is, I think, pretty interesting. Then we have Prospector as well. If Prospector becomes good, I'll use it all the time. I think it's one of my favorite sounding and looking weapons. So really looking forward to that. Obviously, we have Icebreaker coming back this next season as well. Lots of really cool things to look forward to, which I think is awesome. Then we've got some weapon mod changes, which are nice. Nothing too crazy. Now is when we start to get the good stuff. This is some of the new gear that we have coming in. Insurmountable, which is a Void Precision Frame. Sidearm with some redacted perks, which is nice. Void Adapted Frame Snipers. Stasis Lightweight Frame Scout. Nothing too crazy there, to be honest, from a lot of this. But we do know that we are getting a Stasis Double Fire Grenade Launcher, the Liturgy, which I think is a good idea. It could be very, very interesting. We'll see how good it actually is in practice. Then we have some seasonal weapon crafting is not going to be a thing. Instead, we'll be crafting reprised Garden of Salvation weapons with some changes to perks, which I think a lot of people will be farming because some of these weapons have been some of the best in the game in the past. Now we have some Trials, Iron Banner, Gambit, all that kind of stuff weapons as well, including a Stasis Precision Auto Rifle, a Stasis Precision Frame Shotgun, which is nice. The Nightfall Rake Angle is a Stasis Aggressive Glaive. Our first kinetic slot, a primary slot glaive, which will pair for a triple glaive build if you want. Might be insane. Bygones is returning. That's a fan favorite. Now, this armor is absolutely sick. I think this is the best Iron Banner armor we've gotten in quite some time. I love it on the Titan specifically. Can't wait to rock that. I will definitely play Iron Banner for that. Then we have a Stasis Rocket Frame Sidearm for Iron Banner as well. And then also Arkan's Thunder returns. So the Tenacious Mastery, I'm going to be grinding Iron Banner for the armor and for that Stasis Rocket Frame Sidearm. So they're fixing some ornaments, nothing too crazy there. And yeah, Reinverted Spire comes back, which with some changes. Ultimately, that's going to do it for the excitement that I have for what's coming. I'm really looking forward to all this. We have the new dungeon to look forward to. We have the revamped Onslaught with the new activities. A lot of that stuff that I think is really, really nice. And positive changes overall. I think Destiny is in a place right now where it's going to struggle for a bit for the foreseeable future. But setting the foundation for the future is massively important. If they're not going to do a Destiny 3 anytime soon, which I think is unlikely because they would need a large break in order to do so, personally, that's what I think. And so because of that, if they're going to continue working on Destiny 2, they need to reshape the way we play the game and the reason to be excited about playing Destiny. I think they can do it, but it'll be a challenge for sure. And winning back the trust and the love of the players who have lapsed will be very difficult. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like the video, comment, subscribe. As always, my name is JoPa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.